Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional. Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Well, hello everyone, and truly welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today we shall be discussing this show they refer to as the Black Hamptons. And why are we discussing it? I continue to ask myself. This show should be called Gentrification. Gentrification. That's the theme of this. And then I say, what's that show called? Yellowstone. Yellowstone did it better.
Of course, yes. I mean,
but John Dutton also fought gentrification as a rich person. Put race aside, as a rich person, he fought gentrification, and it made sense. His villains were real villains, and I was scared. I was like, they were killing people. I mean, it got real. But anyway, I'm sorry. Kim, well, what do you think of Gentrification season 2?
Okay, well, I mean, so the whole gentrification thing, it's a real thing. It happens. The way they're trying to handle it is ridiculous. That's the part that bothers me. It's we know it happens. We've seen it happen, but the way they're handling it on the show, it's ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. Like when Caroline is like, "You're the lawyer, Jeff." What is his name? Jeff? What? I can't even remember his name. You're the lawyer. You need to figure this. He can't. He's not Superman. Like he can't, just come pulling stuff out his lawyer behind and try to stop these things. If they're doing everything legally, there's nothing you can do. You can't. When somebody suggested, you can't just go and say that we only want Black people in the neighborhood. Okay, hello. Isn't that what white people did to Black people a long time ago, where they said we don't want any Blacks in our neighborhood? Hello, we cannot do that's racism. Hello, just because it's what are you doing? I was like, this is ridiculous. So I'm not feeling this whole thing. It's not that I'm saying that gentrification doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the way that they're portraying it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. So they shouldn't have even included it in this series. Make it make sense. Think about it before you put it out there, and then write it again. Because I just don't like the way it's written. And then I don't know this whole.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so the gentrification issue, you are absolutely right. It doesn't make sense because, again, this is a rich people's neighborhood, which are saying that the quote unquote white people are trying to make it rich, so rich people can't live here. Black people can't live here. I'm like, but you are the type of people that will come into a neighborhood and raise the prices, but your people, they have not shown one Black family that can't afford their house.
Right.
And that's what Eli is doing. He's going to people and like, hey, you can't afford this, or I will give you $1 million, $2 million more than what your house is even worth. And they're like, sure, I am better off than when I started. So,
but that is gentrification though, because that happened in Brooklyn. It's happened in the Bronx. It happens all over, right? In a bunch of cities, Chicago, it happens all the time. That's what gentrification is. You give people who are barely making it, in with their income, and then you buy their home, and then you sell it to like a white gay couple or something. You know what I mean? Like this happens all the time. But I'm just saying the way that they're putting it on this show, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and there's nothing that can be done about it. If there was stuff that could be done about it, then it wouldn't be able to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it just, because it happened in DC. I mean, DC, they tore down all the projects And what did they do? They built townhouses.
That you can, if you can afford it, you
Yeah,
can
you can
live
live.
there.
You can
So
live.
again,
That's absolutely true. But I'm just saying, and even in Brooklyn, like Brooklyn has a bunch of brownstones, right? Brownstones, beautiful. They're beautiful, and a lot of Black people live in them. But as people get older, they really can't afford like it's more of like the taxes as you get older that you can't afford or whatever. So then people will come in, and they're usually white people, and they'll say, "We'll buy this brownstone from you for a certain amount of money that's way over whatever it's worth, right?" And then the neighborhood ends up being instead of in Harlem too. Harlem is definitely one of our Black neighborhoods, and now Harlem has been gentrified. So there's a bunch of white people who live in Harlem just based on this. So I'm not saying that it's not true. It happens all the time, but I just don't like the way they handle it on the show.
I hear you. It's so we're confused economics with racism, right? Like it's economics, right? Like you said, they raised. So in this case, it's already a rich neighborhood. They're saying I didn't even hear the whole we're going to raise the prices so the next condo I'm building is going to be so much that your poor Black asses can't afford them. Like it's a financial issue. If you can pay for it, you can live there. But the problem is you can't pay for it. But they haven't addressed those people who can't pay for it. Like the HOA meeting, we should have saw a couple of those families who were like, yes, I drive, a Lamborghini. Yes, I got a Mercedes, but I can't afford to live in this house for whatever reason that the Britton family is the one who's my mortgage company. So I sold it. This is an internal community discussion. That this guy's like, again, I'm not trying to undersell anyone. I'm not waiting for your house to get repossessed. Like it's a financial issue. And I'm like, and then it's the Black kids or young adults who start to commit crimes as some kind of civil rights movement.
That's what I'm saying. It's not handled well. It's not. This is absolutely what we don't want to see, because it's basically saying Black people resort to crime when they don't get their way. That is not what we want to see. We don't want to see that. If you're trying to make a point, then have them do protests like we used to do, like nonviolent protests or something like that. You don't go and like destroy expensive equipment that your parents are now going to have to pay. And obviously we know that your dad right now doesn't have anything, right? So this whoever wrote this, I don't know why you did the Carl Weber, and he does have a partner who wrote this with him. Y'all need to go back and figure this out, because this is not it. This
is not it.
No, you're just making people look like criminals, and you're making Black people look like they don't pay their bills. And that is absolutely not the truth. That, you know what I'm saying? Not for them. There's a lot of people who pay them. Black people don't do that to Black people. We pay our bills, right?
And then Jeffrey was like, you can't pay the HOA fee.
Yeah, and that's like, what? Why can't you pay the HOA fee?
And this is that's the only thing that's consistent from season 1. Because I think the first time we even met a lot of these people was at an HOA meeting where they were like, when are y'all going to pay your fees? They're like,
but why do we have to do that? That's what I'm saying. Why are we doing that to ourselves? If you're trying to, as a black show, why you always have to put the negative of you know what I'm saying, out there? Like, Black people don't pay their bills. People, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
You right, Kim. You were truly preaching to the choir. I'm like, it's like this is supposed to be the rich version of us, like the few of us that have something, and they still trifling. They still can't pay their bills. Right. But I do love the fact that as writers, they had Jeffrey say the truth, which is this is racist. Like you can't. You cannot say that a race can't live here, that this is only for certain people. That's the opposite of what we supposedly marched for.
That's what happened to us. Remember that? And we said, oh my God, they're being racist against us. Just because you're being racist against white people who have been racist against us doesn't mean that it's not racism. It's still racism.
It's still
and I don't really like talking about this stuff, but in this show, I was like, this is not the way to handle this. This is terrible.
No.
And then I'm waiting for drugs, man, because we always got to bring the drugs, right? I'm waiting for Moses to be like, I need to get my heroin
I'm moving that weight. I'm moving that weight.
I'm moving that weight.
So
I'm gonna be pissed off if that happens. I'm really gonna be pissed off.
I'm sorry, your phone is keeps buffering, and also it's this whole streaming. I'm still not getting used to the streaming thing. So yeah, let's talk about this. Yeah, so Moses is now LC Duncan now.
Yes.
Alexander Cora is afraid of Moses.
Yes.
So it was Moses, but it really was the fact that Moses brought up LC. Like once he said LC is in this, like we could come see you. All of a sudden, Alexander and Aries were like, we out, and because like they know the LC name. Yes, and finally the Duncans were actually mentioned. I didn't think they were ever going to be specifically mentioned, so I'm happy that they were brought up.
Well, I knew they were, because that's what Carl said. He said he's going to intertwine these worlds. Yes.
So I'm thinking because next week is the season finale, they were trying to again make that case, like build that bridge. So when the next season of Family Business comes on, like maybe someone from the Black Hamptons will be in Family Business the next season of Family, and they're gonna tie that together.
Yeah.
But as we said, it was Alexander that stole the phones in the first place.
Yeah. Well, you figured it out. I was still like, I thought it was the partner.
I thought
it was his partner, and then but you figured out it was Alexander, and I'm like, but why did he do that?
So he never addressed that, right? Like he said, like there were my phones anyway. But why would you steal from yourself or even from us anyway, right? Like what was the big master plan, to sell them bootleg in Jamaica? Like that couldn't have been the master plan.
No, please. And then you know what got me. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the actor who plays Alexander Cora, but let's not fool ourselves. This man is old, and unfortunately, in this episode, it showed.
It's funny you bring that up. Okay. I would point that light towards Moses, because the most unrealistic shit in this episode was his old former cornrow having ass trying to physically scare Malcolm's ex-lover.
Okay. Yes.
My ass.
Everett. That's his name. Everett. Yeah.
Everett. This man is half your age and twice your muscle size. There's no way that he was shaking scared of Moses and Kimberly.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, absolutely, Dave. I was laughing at that part. I was like, no, sweetheart. Like this is not. That man is physically fit. He was literally exercising at that moment. You see his physique. So I was like, you should have stuck to just words, right?
Right.
Just words, not the whole no.
Stop it.
So yes, he showed his oldness, but Alexander showed his oldness too, because that actor likes to wear dark shades like a lot. Like normally you see him in sunglasses or whatever. And then they made the mistake of doing a close-up on the man's eyes. So it looks like he has cataracts or something. Oh. And I was like, good Lord, could you not do that? Like, pull back the camera. We don't need an up close. You know what I'm saying?
Aries was completely unnecessary, because I'm sure Alexander's gone now. So that means Aries is gone. It made no sense. He did nothing menacing. He didn't even fuck Jeffrey's wife, which we thought that was gonna happen. Like,
that's true.
That didn't happen. Like Brandy Evans didn't come in, because I was like, okay, so Sage is coming in, like she's gonna be the muscle, and then that
is
didn't
the storyline over? Do you think it's over?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The way he cowered and it's done. Like this whole phone bullshit is done, because now Moses is the big dog, and Moses is and I'm like, what? And I'm like, and then because Vanessa told him that it was Anthony and crew that gave her the money that helped him get out of prison.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that made sense, right? And she put in a good word for Anthony, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. But again, he said the Europeans, the Italians are going to come for you. Have those representatives there. That's who Everett is physically scared of. That's who Alexander and Aries are physically scared of. Right. Don't have your daughter, and we still don't know who her mama is. Like, this is not what you do when you're trying to intimidate people.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's like, look,
I think her mama's gonna be some white woman.
I think we said that. I was like, yeah, I feel, and that's the icing on the cake. Like to be like, you cheated on me with that white bitch. Like
somebody from the bank, probably.
I would know. I want it to be Eli Bradshaw's wife, who we haven't. I'm just assuming he's married. But I would love to be somehow related to him, like a sister or some shit, and to be like, yeah, I was fucking her. Like I don't know, but it'd be like the kind of tie, make it make sense, make it come together, right? Because these just seem like separate storylines that are just silly. I mean, like individually. Which show is better, the Black Hamptons or All the Queen's Men? All the Queen's Men.
All the Queen's Men, yeah.
Definitely. It makes more sense. Shit, that hurts. The concierge is a real villain. Like it makes sense. Like Eli Bradshaw is not. Alexander Cora for this particular season was not. All the things he did in Family Business, he can be vicious. He can be deadly. I mean, he has Sage for most of that, but that wasn't even done. I'm like, I mean, it was a waste.
And Alexander Cora right now, he does know the power of the Duncans, right? Because of what happened in I believe the last season.
Yeah.
So that's why in this, when they brought the Duncans up, he was like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm
right.
done.
And that makes sense, right? Like if they just took your business, which again, this is public knowledge. Like Anthony should be able to Google Alexander Cora, and then he would have got connected to that international like hotel resort thing and how that used to belong to him and that kind of
Anthony, even though they kept saying that he's like the genius and he's a good he's not a good businessman. He makes terrible decisions. Yeah. And so does his partner, because his partner backs whatever he says. So I'm like, no, so I'm waiting to see what happens, like what Sid is going to say when she finds out all of this.
So I mean, God, Terry's always like, why is she wearing that silly ass wig?
That thing, it looks like a helmet. It's like even Black China's was bad.
Her hair matches her sister though. The Moses scene with the gay guy was random as fuck, huh?
They both look terrible.
They do, but like, oh man, China's character is like black. She needs to stop. Like she should have
on the show. Like, can we just?
It's not like, again, it's not her. Like she's doing much better than she did last season.
Oh, her acting! I remember I told you I love her acting now. I think she's actually learning her craft, which is fabulous, right? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the character is not needed.
It's the writing. It's like they make her trifling.
Yeah,
absolutely trifling. Like whatever man is willing to give her some type of jewelry or put a roof over her head, she's like, she called this man daddy. She is out there. You good, daddy? Go, daddy. I was like, self-esteem.
And that's one of my pet peeves. I don't understand why young women call their man, boyfriend, husband, whatever, daddy. There is nothing about a man that I've ever slept with that reminds me of my daddy. That is disgusting and gross. And it needs to stop. Like, stop doing that. Just like men calling their women mommy or mama or whatever. Stop doing that. Because
I don't want that. So it could be, so in her particular case, it could be the fact that she has nothing. She depends on whatever man takes her. Like, so whoever's providing for her, protecting her, put a roof over her head, these are daddy type things. But I hear you. I don't like that comparison either. But I'm like, maybe, but like she immediately went to daddy. Like,
yes,
this dude, he gave you a chain like every other one of his bitches. Like,
what about that ring that Martin had? I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Did you get that from like the pawn shop? Like, what is that? That ring was about this.
So my thing was right, like looking at it from her perspective, right? Now, I don't know if she put this much thought into it. It could be whatever man showed up to her door first.
Yes.
But I would rather be with Bobby because he's his own man. Like
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Martin is a mama's boy. The only reason he's even talking to you is because his mama gave him permission to date you on the side.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, no, Martin, when you stand on your own little feet and you can take care of yourself, then maybe we can have a real conversation.
Move out of your mama's house Stand on your own 2 feet. Do what you want to do, and not what mama gives you permission to do.
Exactly.
Then we can talk about getting married.
The future.
That ring, oh my gosh, it was costume jewelry for sure. I was like, oh, that's one of them rings you just wear like when you go to the beach or something like that. That is not an engagement ring, sir. Like, what?
I know, right?
Terrible.
This means this was after the Duncans took over Cora Enterprise. Yeah.
It's like he ran away. Like Cora was trying to find another business, like something else to dig into. Because remember when they first showed him on this show, he was kind of like, we were like, what? And they really just talked about him as a businessman. And then when we saw him, we were like, oh, okay. So he's trying to get into something because he lost his own business.
I think that Bobby the Beast will work for Eli in the future. No, I don't see that. I mean, I know both of them had a property issue, but like I think Bobby bought that property from Eli.
He did.
But again, it was a business move, to get the son on to get him to wear his chain.
Yes, exactly.
As we
we're in high school or something. Like who's walking around wearing somebody's chain? Come on, now.
We talked about this last week. I was like, the daddy was treating the chain like you wear his chain. No,
yes, yeah.
And now he's like, look here, baby, get my chain. And like the whole crew wears the chain. I was like, so anybody he's fucking, either physically or financially, wears the chain. So
to me, it's like a Mayweather thing, right? You know how Mayweather, everybody wears the chain. 50 had that same thing, because everybody got the green light. Even the people on Power have the green light gang stops. You never seen that? Yeah, they have a chain that 50 gave all of everybody who's in is in Power Universe. They have the green light gang chain.
See, that's too much.
It's like a stop sign. It's really a stop sign. It's gold and it's a stop sign. It's like a traffic light. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it just but like it's just like I was like it was crazy. But again, Bob, that's a good move, right? Like he said, if you're about taking care of your dad, right? That's what all this is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait. Okay. So again, last week, Daddy was about to kick his son out, no hesitation.
Right.
This week, it's oh my God, we're gonna be out on our own. What are we gonna do? Like we got you were about to kick your son out drinking a beer. Was he? How much alcohol was this man drinking that he's cussing at everyone? The realtor.
Well, okay, this is the ghetto police. This is another thing too. Do we have to? We're in the goddamn Hamptons. Do we have to have a ghetto police officer? No, I don't think we do. Can he can now? Don't get me wrong. He can be upset about things. He can be irritated about things. But does he have to be ghetto? Of course he has to be ghetto because this is a black show. I'm so irritated with that whole thing. It's like he can't even speak without being insulting and arrogant and ghetto. I'm like, stop it.
Also, you're renting month to month.
Right.
Like again, what are you talking about?
But like month to month, that they always tell you when you rent month to month, at any moment, the owner can sell the house. It's in a contract, David. When you do rent month to month, they tell you if you rent a house, it says the owner at any time can terminate this contract and sell the house from underneath you. It's in every time you rent a house that if you go month to month, that it's in there.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like he's doing nothing. Neither Bobby nor Eli is doing anything illegal. Like you chose.
They're not. It's just like what the lawyer said. They're not doing anything illegal. And Caroline's saying to him, you need to figure out and dig deeper. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's, right? They know what they're doing. I mean, eventually, okay, because it's a TV show, something's gonna happen, right? Something. But at the moment, there's nothing that they're doing that's wrong. Nothing. Yeah.
So like I again, like Yellowstone did it better. Like those people were ruthless. I mean, business wise, and like taking sheep and the cattle and that kind of stuff. Like you could see why they were villains and like and doing underhanded stuff to get his land. Like that's not what this is. And
No.
like and I was like, so I don't. She doesn't trust Martin and will choose her. Will choose her as her. She doesn't care for Bianca. Is that the sister?
Bianca. Isn't Bianca the chick that was with Bobby, the girlfriend?
Yeah, the other girl. Karen is jealous
girl.
of Bianca, the only one who had the chain, the original chain wearer
Yes.
that got into her
Yes.
face.
Yep.
So I just oh yeah, the art instructor was a wasted character. That went nowhere. I mean, yeah, because Martin got it, and then Bobby tried to get it, and then she never showed up again. Where are those
He
paintings
might
at?
be back because Martin's gonna be upset because he saw his girl with Bobby.
Yo, I was like, that was hilarious. He was like, hey, baby, I brought you some roses. Now go pack your shit. She's like, yes, daddy. And she ran off and packed. I was like, damn, this is bad. This is real bad.
And her sister's a horrible sister because there was, Karen, I'll help you pack. And you know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done as a sister and be like, is this what you really want? Are you sure you want to? That's what a big sister would do.
What I want is you out of my house. Like, so, hey, if this decision you made, just don't do it here, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like,
her sister's gonna bring her back again. If she needs a home, she's gonna bring her back again. Yeah. So there's no point.
I don't know what happened to the whole Vanessa's sister trying to cook and fuck her way into Anthony's heart. Like, what?
Oh, that is so last week.
Like, what? Like, so him cooking breakfast, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to do some things. I'm like, did she teach you how to cook breakfast? I thought the whole point was making some kind of special anniversary dinner or some shit.
I think she's trying to. I think what they're trying to say, she's trying to teach him how to cook. Period. So
all right, because he's a grill. He's got the grill, but like inside, like he's not. So I'm like,
I think he knows how to grill, but he doesn't know how to actually cook. And I think she's helping him learn how to actually cook.
Was that really gonna get her into his bed? I'm like, and why?
Well, I mean, it worked, didn't it? Sid had sex with him at that morning.
No. Again, it was the sister thinking that she's gonna sleep with Anthony. That was the goal. Like Vanessa brought her chef's sister in to sleep with Anthony.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying I don't see that actually happening.
No, I don't see that either because Anthony's not gonna cheat on Sid. I mean, would you cheat on Sid? It's not even worth it. That woman. Her arguing and yelling and screaming and stuff, I'd be like, you know what? I surrender. Jesus. Like
why are we talking about this silly shit? I was like, I don't even know what's happening, y'all. I just like Bobby's doing too much. I was like, Moses is doing too. So do you think Carolyn knows that Moses is out?
No, not yet. I don't think she knows. Because I believe at that breakfast table, she would have said something or something would, you know what I'm saying? She hasn't said a word.
But Vanessa had.
Vanessa knew.
So shouldn't Vanessa have told Malcolm?
Yeah, you would think that, right?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
she didn't tell him.
Well, we that was not on camera. Like, we need to see that. Like, what is Malcolm? Why hasn't he gone to go see his dad? Why hasn't his dad gone to see him? Because he's the one that actually did the transaction, right? Or at least got this thing going. So like, we haven't really addressed that particular part. So I was like, it's not like he's hiding from Carolyn and from Carolyn, clearly. Right. And wait. So what about shouldn't Jeffrey know? I mean, that's his lawyer. So shouldn't he know? And therefore,
but Jeffrey, remember, he's keeping everything hush hush about Moses. The only one that he confided in was his wife about Moses.
So I'm saying, but we still haven't seen the connection of like Moses talking to him outside of prison. That's what I'm saying. It was him and Kimberly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Yeah, we haven't seen it.
So I'm like, it's almost like he just got like his lawyer, like Jeffrey doesn't know his client is out driving around intimidating, big muscle bound short people.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely.
And then what is it about? And I noticed this. I had to really just go back and look. Why does everybody have on a certain color all throughout the show? Like this episode, it was like that pretty kind of royal blue. Like the dad had on a royal blue
with the hat and everything.
The mom Carolyn had on the royal blue with the white mixed in it. I was like, why are they doing that? It's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. It's like
a theme. They were going for a theme.
So, and I'm like, we don't need that. It's just, don't you think it's weird? Like,
I'm sorry,
I noticed it. Like, they'll wear if mom got on red, everybody in the show got on red. It's like or different variations of red.
I will see this finale, and I will see if I can track that. I did not.
They're gonna probably have on white for the finale. Like everybody will be in white because that the Puffy has his Hampton white party every year, so they gotta have on all white for the ending.
I want to see how they get rid of Eli, who's not really a threat. I want to see this. Do they buy him out or something? Or please don't.
But
say
that's what they're saying they're gonna do. But this is the thing, David. How are you gonna pull all your resources from people in the neighborhood that can't actually afford to live in the neighborhood? They don't have extra money to be putting into the, you know what I'm saying?
Like Jeffrey said, the war chest, he was like, we need 50 million. Well, I mean, Moses apparently just got 25 million. So it was a boss move. It was a boss move for him to be like, Trent, give me 25 million in crypto, right?
And you keep your 5.
And that's a loan. And,
yeah.
and I was 100%. Like, that was a boss move. He just needed more muscle to make it more believable.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all for that particular scene. But I'm saying if they need, just throwing out numbers like $50 million to fight this man, like he got 25. So I mean, this could be how his power move to kind of be like a power player in the community. Like now, if he reveals himself to be like, hey, I got this money. We're gonna fight Eli for no reason, but it's not fighting. Tell your fellow members, don't sell your house no matter what he offers you. Just don't sell it.
That's it. And that's the thing that's how that has happened many times. There were protests in Harlem when this first started happening, right? That's what they did. They would go to door and just say, don't sell. We have community. I mean, like people in the community who can help you to pay certain things in your house. That happens. It does. You know what I'm saying? It's real. So put it in the show. Why do you have to make it seem so trifling? That's what gets on my nerves. It's like, but even when we're supposed to look rich, you're still making us look trifling.
And that's my problem. Like when you talk about the DC, those are very poor neighborhoods. I mean, like, so it's not hard to be like, I'll give you a couple of extra thousand.
Absolutely.
Give me your house.
Right. And people would they left. Of course I would, wouldn't you?
So I'm saying these are business decisions. So then like this is good. And you're right. Every time I drive down through DC, I'm like, you can see these like immaculate like townhomes and condos, surrounded by what used to be there, and I'm like, God damn! I'm like, and so like you can see they're coming together, right? But I'm like, this is an economic issue, not a racial issue. It's like if you can afford it, you can live there, but you just can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like you said, with this one, it makes even less sense because these people are supposed to be able to afford it.
That's what I'm saying.
They constantly show you the cars, they constantly show you the jewelry. Like money is not an issue for these people, but apparently it is. That is the issue. And I'm like,
that's my problem. That's my problem. Why can't you ever have a show where we economically are surviving? We're not trifling. We don't have to sell drugs. We don't have to embezzle from our jobs, right? We just literally are business people who live in a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just
a different types of moves, right? Like it's like so I would say if the gentrification issue is just we haven't met the families that are making these decisions. And Claudette hasn't come back, as I will refer to her. Claudette from Wicked City. Like I don't think we've seen her again because like she was one of the people that were trying to Eli was trying to buy her house. She was in this episode?
Was at the HOA little shindig.
Okay. So did she sell her house though? Did she?
They didn't say. She just said that one of the property, they were talking about some property, and they were saying that the property is bigger. She said, "Oh, that property is bigger than my house," or something like that.
Yeah. Because they're making like 6,000 square, and there's only like 3,000 for like, so they're trying to build like that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, when I heard the explosions, when I especially started at Anthony's house. At first, I was like, "Oh, and Alexander Corey ain't fucking around. Like he wants his money." But then when I heard it at Jeffrey's house, I was like, "No, it's the land deal. Like this is all of a sudden now he's demolishing houses in one day, and rebuilding them." Now,
Yeah.
so I was like, so
Which
that was,
happens all the time, right? We see that. Yeah.
yeah, but see, that was a missed opportunity. Like that if they were trying to escalate the Alexander courts the way we know them, it should have been, I'm blowing up your car. Next time you're gonna be in it. Like, you know, like if I don't get where's my money, that sort of thing. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
All right, I'm tired. Anything else?
You don't have to make a show that is color coordinated, because now I'm noticing, I'm watching it now. Everybody, all the men, like even like the when they were talking to Alexander Cora, they had on blue. The Anthony had on blue. His partner had on blue. I'm like, look, no, this is not even realistic. People don't walk around in the same color.
We all got the memo.
Did they all call each other in the morning and say, I'm wearing blue? Okay, I'll wear blue. All right, you wear blue too.
It's Blue Tuesday.
It's Blue Tuesday. Yeah. So this is ridiculous. But anyway, I need them to do better. I need Carl Weber to make a show where we can actually be what you're saying we are. With the Black Hamptons, we have money. We are business people. We don't need to sell drugs. We don't need to embezzle money. We can just live, right? To me, I feel like if they would have had the older community that Eli is targeting, that would have made a better storyline, right? Because they've been there the longest, right? It's the older part of Hampton, Black Hamptons, right?
Okay.
And they start to target them because as you get older, right, you're paying the taxes, but you're not working the way you used to work, right? So maybe that would have, for me, that would have been more realistic, because that actually does happen, right? Where they're struggling, but they don't want to give up their home, so they struggle. And then this person comes and say, you know, I can buy your house from you and you'll be able to be okay in your golden years, right? That makes sense. That does.
Yeah.
Why are we targeting the ones that are still young and working every day to say they can't pay their bill? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I want Black people to look good on screen, right? Don't we want that? Right?
Hey, yeah, you're asking too much. Yes, I want to your point. I would love that this was like a Black minority version of Succession. Like,
okay.
Like, to your point, like, money's not the issue. It's the power moves. It's I want to take over this company. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing some shady business deals, but like we're not drug dealers. We can pay our rent. We can pay our mortgage because we own our property.
Right.
Like, but I don't think we would watch it. I don't think the majority of us will watch it.
And that's the shame. That's the shame in it, David, right? Our problem is we like the drama.
Right.
We love the drama. Like the best shows that we watch are what? The drug shows. We love power. We love power for what it represents, the drama, the action.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that's
not good for us. Well, I bring that up because I'm eventually I'm gonna watch American Fiction, which kind of addresses this issue, and then we're gonna review it at some point. But that movie, I think it kind of goes into that and the issue, and I think, and as I'm understanding that movie, it's going to be the issue of they make us do it to ourselves. Like at some point, like we create like the trauma porn because that's what white Hollywood wants us to do. Like, no, that's what sells because that's what we want. Like,
absolutely.
And
it's
I'm like,
our fault. It is our fault.
Like, acknowledge
that's
that.
What we watch.
Acknowledge that. Like, if they made a Black Succession, no one would watch it because even us will go, that's not realistic. I can't relate to that. Like, that's not who we are. That's white people shit. And then white people would be like, well, that's not us, so it's not our shit either. Like, it's
kind of like, remember when the Cosby Show was out, right?
Yeah.
And people kept saying that's not real, and I was like, that is real. My family is like that. You know, like I live this every day. How come it's not real to you? But for honestly, people were like up in arms. This is not even realistic. But Good Times was realistic.
Bam.
But the Jeffersons, for a long time, people were like, the Jeffersons is not real.
Oh, really?
No, it's not. And I'm like, the Jeffersons absolutely real. Like, you can have a business where and you can move to a better neighborhood. You can do this. Anyone can do it. You just have to work to do it, right? But then after a while, because I believe it's the way that Sherman Hemsley portrayed that character, he was able to get Black people on his side.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still a Black man, right? Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that was the way he did it, that brought us over. But even with Bill Cosby had to kind of maneuver the way he was writing it to get people on board. No,
us to get us to watch
on board. And it's like, that's ridiculous. People live like that every freaking day. We are not all poor. We're not all from the projects. Some of us some of us inherit money. As quiet as that's kept, right?
It's possible.
Some of us have generational wealth. Okay. So, all right, I'm off the soapbox.
That's a whole other video, Kim.
It really is. I'm so sorry. I apologize, chat. I apologize. Okay. So, anywho, all right, let's hope the next episode is better than this episode and so on. But at the end of the day, Carl Weber is a Black writer. I only want the best for Carl Weber. He does his job as well as I think he thinks he can. And not all of his stuff is bad. He really does have some really good books. So I will continue to support him. So thank you, chat. I really appreciate it. We will see you next week. Next week for I'm talking about the season finale. Season finale should be next week. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. That'll be even better. So everybody will wear white. Anyway, so like, comment, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell so that you know when the next video is coming out. Thank you.
Thanks, Kim. You're great.
All right.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Yes, sex, drugs, and violence does keep us coming back. And it's again, as long as we put it in context, right? So yeah, American Fiction, some point that will be on the channel. But tomorrow, Kim and I are going to be discussing One Night Stay on BET Plus that came out last weekend. I'm watching it right now. It's a movie. We will discuss that. And Lift with Kevin Hart. We're gonna discuss that. I haven't watched that yet. I'm gonna watch it in the morning probably. But those will be our two movies for tomorrow. And then next weekend, like I said, we got a lot more content coming in. So stick with us. And we appreciate you. Please like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get to 2,000, y'all. We're gonna get to 2,000 and make this a community that we all love and want to be a part of. Until next time. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go there?
Oh shit.
Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.